Hello everybody and welcome to the video today. Happy April Fool's Day, April 1st. We got a new event today on Dragon Ball Legends. As you can see, the new character right here, this Raditz. He is a free-to-play character, and he is the April Fool's Day character. People had speculated that you could actually end up getting the farmer with the shotgun, which that would have been something. But instead, we got this new, and in my opinion, one of the best free-to-play characters I've ever seen. He's got quite a unique kit for a free-to-play character, although the damage output is not that great. But it's a free-to-play character, so you get what you get. Anyways, in order to be able to get this new Raditz, you're going to go to menu, then you're going to go to the events. Once you get to the events, you're going to go to the recommended, and right here where it says Raditz versus the farmer with a power level of 5, you're going to click on this, and it's like a story mode almost. Basically, when you start, you'll start right here. As you can see, the reward right here is this farmer hat, or the straw hat looking thing. You also, for each of these missions, will get Z power for the new Raditz. It's very interesting in how it works, but eventually you'll get to the point where you can do a raid boss, which you can get multiple and various items. You can get the limited items, the limited daily items, which are a bigger amount of straw hats that you can use, and you can use each of these straw hats to go into the exchange shop. Once you go to the exchange shop, you'll be able to get various items like the Z power for Raditz. It's not on here because I have already received it for Shallot, but it's the straw hat for Shallot, and it's also the farmer's outfit for Shallot also. You could also end up getting the sleeve with the farmer. You could end up getting the text also from the farmer. And then you could basically get the arts upgrade materials, and then you could also get the platinum coins, the slot removers, I think some energy, maybe not, but either way, those are the rewards from it. And basically from the exchange shop, let's go back real quick. Right here it says 13 left, but during the raid boss itself, you'll get multi-Z power, and you will also get, like I said, those straw hats that you can use to exchange for the Z power, which pretty much they supply you with more than enough Z power for this Raditz. And as y'all can see, this Raditz right here is pretty unique, and he's already, not unique, I'm sorry, he's already fully maxed out. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at his kit real quick, just to see what he can do.
I'll deal with you personally.
Just to see how he works. So scroll down to the bottom. Alright, so here's his art. In my opinion, I think it's probably one of the best arts for Raditz, of course. Okay, so we're going to go to the details, and as you see, it's all of these different unique abilities up here. So he does have a special cover change, which is a blast cover change. So of course, as y'all know, when a character uses a blast arts attack, you can switch into Raditz and he'll cover for it. He also nullifies change cover, so when someone's, trying to switch in, it pretty much just gets around that. He's a healer for the team, so he can gradually restore your allies' health. Whenever you go against anybody from Goku's family, the Sun family, the attack is boosted, and the attack is also boosted for regeneration tags. So like Piccolo, Cell, I believe Frieza also, Majin Buu. So a lot of those enemy characters like Zamasu and Goku Black also. It's also got the synergy. So pretty much gets boost in the attack once certain certain allies are defeated. And of course, I skipped it, but best for last, he gets an Ultimate Arts card, which is a brand new and unique animation, in my opinion. But yeah, so he's from episode Saiyan Saga. He's a Frieza Force event exclusive and a Saiyan tag. As you see right here, the attack for Blast and Strike are, like I said, they're not that great, but he is a free-to-play character, so you just gotta take what you get. Anyways, so the attack that he gives, you are able to teach it. It's Saturday Crash, and it deals massive impact damage, which boosts 30% to special move damage, and it's inflicted for 3 timer counts upon activation. It also seals one of the enemy cards randomly, so it could be anything. So once the Saturday Crash actually hits, that's when it happens. And it's, as it says, it is sealed for 10 seconds. In-game seconds, of course. Oh, and right here, it also has Blast on, so you can go through blasts. Alright, so, and then of course, it's Double Sunday. It deals massive impact damage, and the following occurs once it activates. When you use the card, it boosts the ultimate damage by 70% for 3 counter times. It also inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade -1 arts card draw speed for 30 seconds, and inflicts all enemies with substitute count 5, which that actually activates regardless if you hit or not. So say if you use it, you use the main ability, and then that person has a vanish, you use it, and they dodge. They're locked in with that same character for 5 seconds in game. So you could quickly activate, let's say, a Rising Rush, so they'd be pretty much locked in and they would have to suffer that big amount of damage, or that loss, depending on what happens. But yeah, so his green card, Cunning Tactics, it draws a Blast Arts card next and restores health by 15% and ki by 50. It also boosts blast damage for 10 seconds by 30%, and it applies the buff nullifies enemy special actions that activate when changing cover, aka he pretty much just cancels special cover changes. So then we got the ability, his main ability, You're Half Dead Already, which you already know activates the Ultimate Arts. It restores health by 25% and ki by 20, which it's not too great as far as the ki goes, but it's, like I said, take what you get. He cancels his own downgrades and abnormal conditions. He seals the enemy's rising rush for 10 counters, which is pretty nice. So he is like a miniature in some fashion, like very, very miniature compared to them. The Goku Frieza. And this, of course, activates after 25 timer counts. And it also seals the main abilities of the opponents for 10 in-game counter seconds. His Z ability, 33% to tag, event exclusive episode Saiyan Sagas and Saiyans to base blast and defense attack. The unique abilities, you'll then have the privilege of rejoining our race. As you see here, 30% damage inflicted to Sun Family or Tag regenerations. This can't be cancelled or anything. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. So once you start with Raditz, and there's a 80% boost to damage inflicted, and it cannot be cancelled. Reduces damage received by 65%, which also cannot be cancelled, and 70% to ki recovery, which cannot be cancelled. So, I mean, it's some pretty interesting abilities, and it could be devastating if put on the right characters. But obviously, this is about the free-to-play Raditz. So, anyways, moving on. increases own art card's draw speed by 1 level for 20 seconds. So I've used him already. He is pretty cool. In some fashion, he's as far as the card speed that's drawn, it is pretty fast in my opinion, from what I notice. Because sometimes I'll be using fist cards, and then when I go to use the next card, it'll already have drawn either 1 or 2 cards because of how the speed is. So, in my opinion, I think it's pretty neat. I think he's pretty interesting to use. I think he's kind of fun because me personally, I do like Raditz. So he's pretty enjoyable for me to use, but he might not be for other people, which is completely fine. But anyways, so the following effects. And then -5 to own strike, blast, and special move arts costs. So basically, if it costs 15, it would cost 10, or if it costs 30, it would cost 25. And then it inflicts all enemies. He inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade, -30% health to -30% to health restoration for 15 seconds. So basically, obviously, pro players, they'll know what that means. But if you don't, basically that he lowers the health regeneration to characters who can regenerate their health as they fight. So like he'd be good to fight against characters like tag characters like the Goku Bardock, the Goku Frieza, the Vegeta Goku, so forth and so on. So the following effects also occur per tag Saiyan, Frieza Force, and episode other than this character in the party. So basically, he's going to be utilized in those type of parties. So with the new Frieza, any of the old lineage of evil, as long as they're Frieza Force, restores own ki by 15%, plus 30% damage to plus 30% to damage inflicted, and then the effect resets after character switch and restores allies' health by 5. So, yeah, he's in my opinion probably one of the better, if not one of the best free-to-play characters that I've seen. I mean, he's got his own unique gauge, or not unique gauge, his own unique ultimate arts card. He's got some pretty cool stuff in his kits. So I mean, I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, when you switch in and he does the Blast Arts cover, he pretty much knocks them back, and then you are able to combo it with the blue card or the Special Move Arts card. So that's pretty cool. And then you got the switch in effects, which is the plus 30% damage inflicted for 20 counts and reduces the enemy's ki by 40. So that is pretty cool, and that is going to help out a lot, especially with the new Frieza. I also, when I used him, he also had this. I was fighting a Ultra Vegito Blue, and at some point, I don't know how it activated, but I do remember seeing after the substitute count that his Vanish gauge actually ended up completely going. So it makes the opponent lose their Vanish gauge. So that is also pretty cool. The following effects occur when enemy activates Rising Rush while this character is on the battlefield or standby, and it only activates once. But you got the 30% to damage inflict, restores ally health by 20. Effect activates even if this character is defeated. So that is pretty cool. He's going to be a pretty interesting unit, and he could be a game changer in many different ways, I feel like. But anyways, the following effects, this last one right here, occurs every time when faced with an enemy. He randomly draws one new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores ki by 20. He gains 40% to damage inflict for 5 seconds in game, and he inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade 30% to damage received. So not only is he gaining a boost to his attacks, but he's also making it to where they are receiving more damage on top of that. So all in all, I think he's going to be a pretty interesting unit, but I don't think he's going to be one of those units that's going to be like, oh crap, I got to fight against this guy. Or maybe it'll be more around like, oh gosh, okay, so this Raditz is coming into play. I'm going to have to make it to where I'm going to have to press against him so he can't activate those effects to my characters, like losing my key, sealing my main ability, and all that sort of stuff. Because that could, in my opinion, I believe that could change the game, depending on what game you're currently in. But I do believe it could change the game to some aspect as far as how the fight goes for you. So, I mean, like I said, I think he's an interesting unit. I personally like him. He's got an interesting alternate battle color. But yeah. So, I mean, overall, he's still a little weak, but he does have a lot of unique stuff in his kit. So, anyways, hope y'all enjoyed the video. If y'all did, please do hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification if y'all want to see more. I'm thinking about showcasing the Raditz on a more unique team than just Saiyans, but we'll see. Anyways, y'all have a blessed day in Jesus' name. Bye-bye.